in a very shocking exposition on this broadcast. For those of you who do not know, what we are going to discuss this evening is the destructive nature of the Nigeria diversity. And it is a very dangerous one. Now, we will also discuss the consequences of that diversity that people don't know. And like you can see on the screen, you already know that one of the consequences of Nigeria diversity is terrorism. And we're going to tell you how the diversity in Nigeria fueling terrorism. You see, of course, we are going to come, this agitation is going to be with all, multi-faced approach. We are going to be fighting for Biafra with multi-faced approach. We're going to be physically, we're going to be spiritually, we're going to be academically, we're going to do everything, and it is going to be a multi-faced agitation, and that's what we are doing now. So now we are now into the, we have started explaining the kind of system the government of Biafra will be. We've started discussing what we are going to adopt, the kind of system we are going to adopt. We have also started discussing how that system we will adopt in Biafra will solve the problem, especially the question that people are asking, why, what are we going to do? Because is it not the same people that are coming to Biafra and all that? So we've started addressing those questions and those concerns. And if you look at it, if you look at what we've been doing for a couple of days now, you will agree with me. For example, before you solve any problem, you have to first of all, before you solve anything, any problem, you have to solve first of all identify the problem. You cannot identify you cannot solve a problem without having identified the problem. So when you go to a doctor, when you go to a hospital, for example, you say you have a headache, you say you have a fever. They already know what is fever. The hospital already know what is fever, but what they don't know is the cause of the fever. So say you go to hospital and say you have fever. It's not enough reason for doctor to prescribe drug for you. No, doctor can never prescribe a drug for you based on information you gave to the doctor. Of course, we know in Nigeria, I'm not talking about Nigeria because Nigeria is where they will kill you with pills. You go and they tell you, you tell the doctor that you have fever, they will mix, you go to chemist. Right? Oh my God. Jesus Christ, save his people. Nigeria is really not ordinary. Nigeria is just, there is no word to quantify Nigeria. Nigeria, even hellfire is better than Nigeria. Do you understand that people are risking their life? When they go to a place they call chemist, they will tell the chemist, mix drugs for me. Mix me drugs. Mix me malaria drug. Mix me typhoid drug. The chemist will we open all the drugs on the table. And then we pick this one, pick that one, pick this one, pick that one. You put it inside this thing and give to the person, and the person pay 20 naira. Bring your money. He pay. He will open the drawer, put the money there. Another person will come. Mix me drug for stomach pain. The chemist will look at the table. He will open all the drugs on the table, and then he will put the same drug he mixed to the person that have headache and typhoid or whatever. In the same drug, he is going to mix some of them and then put another one. Maybe put one or two different one. He mix it, and his hand like this. Please give us, 15 naira. You pay 15 naira. You put the money. You open the drawer. Put the money on the drawer. You walk away. You go and drink it. You see, so when I'm giving the narrative, or as I'm doing this analysis this evening, and say that when you go to a hospital, doctor cannot treat you without having identified the problem or what causes the sickness and all that. Of course, I'm not meaning to say in Nigeria. So that's why I have to now tell you how the system works in Nigeria, that nothing works in Nigeria. So, but ordinarily, when you go to a hospital, the hospital will ask you, what is your problem? You will tell them that you have been having headache now for more than many days. They will say, okay. You know, they're going to ask you, is the headache doing like this? Are you feeling like that? Are you feeling that? Then first of all, they take your temperature. If your temperature is okay, they will say, okay, fine. And then the headache, they will check if you have already some files with them. They're going to check it. If not, they have to first of all, you know, do some quick test to know, you know, whether there is some kind of bacteria, whether there is some, whether there is something that they feel should be the cause of that headache. Now, after they have identified the cause of the headache, they will now prescribe drug for you for that particular thing they have found out from your body. You go and you take the drug, and you will be fine. And that's exactly what we have done. So what we are doing is that we first of all identify the problem of Nigeria. When you identify the problem of Nigeria, then you already have a solution. A lot of you don't understand. So when people are coming to tell you the diversity, they are actually displaying the highest level of ignorance, because they don't know the solution of the Nigeria problem. They don't even know the problem of Nigeria. For anybody to come out to tell you that our strength is in our diversity is a very big shame, because I'm going to tell you this evening what diversity have done to Nigeria, the consequences of this diversity they are preaching to you. That's what I'm going to tell you this evening. Now, and like you know, I said one of the results of the diversity in Nigeria is terrorism, and I'm going to tell you how the diversity breeds terrorism in Nigeria, and that is the reason why I say it is the diversity in Nigeria is a very dangerous one, very, very dangerous. You know, it's very, very dangerous in the sense that all the things going on in Nigeria, all the bloodshed, every killing going on in Nigeria is as a result of the diversity. And it means that it is a call to dissolve Nigeria, you know, to dissolve Nigeria along ethnic line, to be able to solve the problem that this diversity has created in Nigeria. And if you think that the diversity is going to, that the problem of Nigeria is going to solve by saying, let us come together, my brother, you don't know what is going on. It means that you don't have brain. If you think that your property will be more secure in a Nigeria than in a divided Nigeria, my brother, you are also a very big idiot for saying that, because your property will be more secured in a divided Nigeria than in the present Nigeria as it is today. Because when you find your property in a different country, like in Chad, like in Cotonou, like in Arewa Republic, like Oduduwa Republic, you are going to be given respect. You are going to be given respect according to the international law. There are laws and treaties that protect your property if you own a property in a different country. And I don't need to go into explaining that to people, because even them themselves have properties in abroad. They have properties abroad. Some of them build school in Benin Republic. Some of them build houses in Chad. Some of them have businesses in Chad. Some of them are selling cement in most of the African countries, and they have companies there. So I'm not going to tell you. What you should be asking yourself is that, has there been any problem from the time they bought properties in those countries till now? There is no problem. Everybody's property is protected. You are going to be respected more because you have investment in the country and your money is there in the country. So, they should accord you. We know they're going to disrespect you for the first 5 years after Nigeria dissolution. But at long run, if you continue to have your properties there, they're going to respect you. Maybe after 5 years or 10 years or something like that. So, but what we are trying to say here is that we have discovered the Nigeria problem. And of course, there are numerous problems of Nigeria, but the biggest problem of Nigeria we have discovered. And we have discovered this problem, and since we have discovered the problem, we have the solution. And the problem we discover about Nigeria is the diversity, ethnic differences, the diversity. And what the Europeans did, I've been saying it, what Europeans did, you know, the diversity in Europe did not bring this kind of terrorism because it was still with some kind of, civilization. So when the Europe had the problem of diversity, it did not go, it was not as a very dangerous diversity like you have in Nigeria. Nigeria own is a very dangerous, very, very dangerous diversity. So we are going to start from now, and before I start, let me conclude this story I was telling you about the European diversity and the Nigerian diversity, for example. Now, in Europe, the diversity in Europe was not as dangerous as the one you have in Nigeria, and that was the reason why the only thing they witnessed in Europe was ordinary civil unrest. They witnessed some kind of economic stagnation. They witnessed some kind of in addition to this civil unrest and so everybody, they witnessed poverty and some kind of systematic segregating people, systematic segregation into the segregating people and these ethnic people or ethnic nationalities that made up these countries were somehow segregated, and they were like not being carried along, just like in Nigeria. But the Nigeria own is very, very more dangerous in Nigeria because it has today breeded terrorism and all manner of criminals and crime going on in Nigeria, all manner of civil arrest. It has also, Nigeria own has also breeded civil war, because it is as a result of the diversity that Nigeria went to war with Biafra. So people should have that at the back of your mind, that the diversity of Nigeria has caused more harm than in any, than the whatever dividend, if there is any dividend at all. And remember that we are the Africans that claim that Africans think differently. And when you look at it, you cannot dispute that saying that Africans think differently. Otherwise, why would somebody in Europe coming to tell you that the diversity, your strength is in your diversity? Why they don't have that same diversity in their own country? So they believe that when they come to tell you like that, your brain is not, their own brain is more superior than your own brain. So you have to agree to what they are telling you, not knowing that you are the one wearing the shoe and not where the shoe pains you. So when they say Africans think differently, believe me, as they are telling you that thing, they are not counting me and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafrans, because we are having this different opinion from all these ignorant Africans. We are having the opinion that diversity is not a strength. We are having the opinion that diversity is very dangerous in Nigeria, and we're having the opinion that we must to dismantle that diversity to be able to progress like they are progressing in the West. So when you say Africans, please, you say minus Biafra people. That is the way to go. Now we are going to, first of all, yesterday I told you people the connection between different terrorist group in Nigeria and the Fulanization and Islamization of Nigeria. I told you that the video is there for those who didn't watch it yesterday. It is good you go and watch it so you understand where I'm coming from. Watch that video, you find out what we discussed yesterday, and I explained what is Sunnah or something, the way they call it. And I told you that Boko Haram is using gun to deceive people in the north. Why they are implementing this Sunnah, the team Boko Haram is fighting in the north with guns. They are implementing it in the south without gunshot. So I believe I'm not going to go back into that. Now we continue with that same line of exposition today. So we are going to now show you why I'm making this broadcast today is very important. Somebody called my attention on the appointment into the oil and gas sector of Nigeria economy, and after looking at it, I feel that it is very imperative that we continue to enlighten you about the consequences of Nigeria diversity. and because the diversity in Nigeria is a very dangerous one. And we have seen the result. Now, we are going to go there. One moment. And I also shared this particular thing I'm about to expose now. Now, the diversity in Nigeria is this. When you look at this write-up somebody wrote, when you look, let me try to zoom it so you can have, and this is in Enter Biafra. This is in Enter Biafra, and the reason why we are broadcasting from Enter Biafra now is that this is our own. Whether you are watching it or you don't watch it, you have to do everything possible to go and watch it. Go to the Enter Biafra and watch it, because by the time they succeed in suppressing the awareness work we are creating, by the time they succeed in suppressing this awareness and kicking us out from all social media platform, even when we have launched our own social media platform, we are trying as much as possible to also use all this Facebook and other social media platform, because they have also wide and quite a number of people. So even if we have our own, we will still be using it somehow until further notice. So now we are broadcasting to enterbiafra.com, and if you cannot have access to enterbiafra.com, then from Nigeria, especially from Nigeria, of course, that is the only people from Nigeria, because probably they have blocked the website the way they blocked Twitter, so a lot of people are complaining. So, but if you cannot access it, you use the VPN. The VPN will help you to access the website, and the website consumes lesser data than the one we have been using all this while. So it consumes lesser data. So you have to be watching. You have to learn how to use our own, and that's why I will be broadcasting for through this channel, whether people are watching it or not. You have to learn how to watch. And if the teaching is very interesting to you, you have to come here and watch it. It's very important. We need to use that. We need to learn how to start using our own. Now, when you look at this, I posted this today on enterbiafra.com, and the exposition of the Northerners' ownership of oil in Niger Delta. Now, before I go into reading this thing, I want to play this video here. You can see the video here.
At the Northern Leaders Conference, one of the lead speakers, Alhaji Osman Bugaje, raised a controversial issue on the ownership of the nation's crude oil domiciled majorly in the Niger Delta. According to him, it's wrong for any state to claim that it's oil producing, because 72% of the total landmass in the country belong to the North, and that by the United Nations law, it's only the North that actually has the right to claim ownership.
Only the North, according to the United Nations law, only the North that have the right to claim ownership of Nigeria oil.
Should think.
There is no oil producing state. The only oil producing state is the Nigerian state itself. Because the investment came from the Nigerian state, the territory belongs to the Nigerian state, and whatever mileage you get in the sea, according to the United Nations law of the sea, is a measure of the landmass that you have. That is what gives you the mileage into the sea. If you have a small landmass, you get a small cut of the sea. And the landmass of this country, we know, that gives us that long 200 miles or nautical miles or more into the ocean, is because that 72% of the landmass of this country, which is the North. So what they claim is the offshore oil is actually the oil of the North.
So what they claim is the offshore oil is actually the oil of the North. And every other person in this hall are clapping. And remember that the people in this hall are in the government today. Most of the people you see in this hall, they are all in the government and in big positions in the government, and they are all clapping. Okay, they are all clapping for the man, which means they share the same opinion and the same view. That is what diversity can cause. And what you don't know, or what they don't know, is the kind of the problem this kind of speech will cause in Nigeria, because the people that are telling you that the oil is now in the northern oil because of the UN whatever constitution or whatever law did not tell you that even Nigeria as a country, that everybody knows how they brought these three different nations together to form Nigeria. That is what they are not telling you. They are not telling you also that before Nigeria become Nigeria, North had their own boundary. That's what they are not telling you. Now, the point here is that before Nigeria become a country, before Nigeria become amalgamated in 1914, the northern Nigeria, according to how the Arewa North already have their boundary, and their boundary did not cross Middle Belt to enter Niger Delta. Their boundary were not calculated according to the law of the sea, of wherever the mathematician was saying. The boundary was not calculated at the number of kilometers in the sea. The boundary was calculated according to how the Arewa North was then, and then the boundary of the Middle Belt was also calculated how the Middle Belt boundary was then, and the boundary of the southern Nigeria was also calculated according to how the boundary was then. So nobody knew about during this time the amalgamation of Nigeria. This boundary was there. So now he's talking about UN law, which he don't even know what the law say anyway. That about the law of the sea. You cannot be talking about the law of the sea in an interest that does not belong to you. You cannot be talking about and this is the diversity we are talking about. Now, as this man said this thing, you think he was joking, right? You think he was joking. I want to play the video to the end, because everybody was clapping for him. And the people clapping for him today are holding important position in this particular government. Now, diversity. The diversity here is that instead of this man to be thinking about how they will use this oil, how the Nigeria government, the Nigeria state will use the revenue from the oil to build hospital, to build infrastructure, to make electricity available, to build a hospital so that the president will not be traveling to London for treatment, to better the economy of the nation so that you don't have beggars in the north. No, they are not thinking like that. They are not thinking like me. Because now, as I am now, I am thinking, how can it be possible that Nigeria is rich? How can it be possible that Nigeria have oil? They cannot refine. That is my own thinking. But they're like that. They're from Fulani and not thinking like that. And that is the problem of diversity. And that is the reason why Nigeria can never progress. Because the thinking is different. We that have that kind of thinking cannot be allowed to go and make the changes what we think about. They have their different motive, which is to make sure that they calculate the kilometer from the river up to how many kilometers to be able to claim the land that naturally did not belong to them. That is their own agenda. So the agenda of these people is not actually to make Nigeria a great country, but the idea is conquest. No matter how, from any angle they come, it is the ulterior motive how to take the land that belongs to you. That is the only thing they are doing in Nigeria. And the evidences are there. Every time you see them talking, both in the government, both as minister, both as commissioner, both as police, everything they are doing, the action, the inaction of these people are how to weaken other part of the country to run over them. In the police, they will bring some idea to disarm people. They started the disarmament of the people even from 2000. And then they disarmed the result. So the idea of disarming the people of Nigeria is not that the security is getting better. So now let us disarm everybody. No. In fact, they come to disarm you when they are in the worst security, where there are worst security situation in the country. That is when they want to disarm you. And they know that the people they want to disarm are the people who are trying to use the arm to suppress the insecurity that are in the country. So the idea is not about how to make Nigeria good, but rather how to take the land to belong to them. And that is the diversity. The diversity, this same narrative is what happened in Europe. That is what happened in Europe in those days. So when the people were together in a very big mass and big country, and the other people, for example, the Yugoslavia, it was so, very rough. The government is not working, economic stagnation everywhere, because other tribe want to be in power. Every other tribe want to be in power. Every other person want to be in power. The power is not to make the country, but protecting the interests of the few from their own. So when Europe noticed that with this kind of pattern of with this kind of pattern of government, that the Europe is not progressing, they decided to divide Europe along tribal line, and they started dividing it. People, those that went to war, they went to war to be able to get their freedom and have their own country along tribal line. And this happened, and I have given instances, I have given examples of countries that that kind of thing happened to. Of course, you all know that we have discussed it. We're not going back to the story again. But let us watch, to the end of this video, so that there is one thing the man said. The last word from this man is what I want you to listen to. If anybody should run it, is the North. I want you to listen to it again.
Oil of the North. If anybody should.
So actually, the oil is oil of the North, and if anybody should run it, it should be the North that will run the oil. You see, this video may be old, though. Man say, so in actual sense, North own the oil, and if anybody should run the oil, which means running the business of the oil, it should be the North. As if that is not enough. What this man said here is what is happening today. I'm going to play it for the very last time, and we go into the appointment into the oil sector in Nigeria today in 2021, so that you will understand what this man said here. Actually, the oil in Niger Delta belongs to the North, and if anybody should run it, it should be the Northern Nigeria. Now, watch.
It's actually the oil of the North. If anybody should, that 72% of the land mass of this country, which is the North. So we claim is the offshore oil, it's actually the North. If anybody should run it, it's the North. So we should stop using these terms that have no sense at all. There are no oil producing states. It is only the Nigerian state that produces oil.
So if anybody should run the oil sector in Nigeria, and not the South, not a job, and not nobody. So if anybody should run, because the oil belongs to North, if anybody should run the business of the oil, it is going to be the Northern Nigeria. Now, let us show you how far they have gone. Let us show you how far the North have gone in running the oil, like this man openly and claimed. Our own is that we will open your brain so that you begin to think like human being. Now, They say in this article written by a student, I remove his name here for security reason. He said, and of course I have researched this and it is accurate. 4 top crude oil producing state in Nigeria is Akwa Ibom, 504,000 BPD minus 32%. Is that correct? As I'm calling this, you can say this is information that is available. You just to see the information, especially the Number two is Delta State. Delta with 346,000 BPD and minus 22%. So they produce the 22% of the oil in Nigeria. Then number 3 is River State. River is producing 344,000 BPD and they make 22% of the oil you produce in Nigeria. Number 4 is Bayelsa State. Bayelsa is producing 290,000 BPD, 18% in Nigeria. Now, let us go to, like I said, the information you see here, all this information you see here is available. You can Google it. It is there. It is not hidden. Now, look at the appointment. The appointment here is the appointment into oil industry. Appointment into oil industry. Number 1, Malam Shehu. Malam Shehu is what? MD, Port Harcourt Refinery. Is a northerner. Number 2, Mohamed Abba, MD, Warri Refinery, northerner. Number 3, Umar Ajia, MD, northerner. Number 4, Balawunti, GGM, CP and S. I don't know whether this one, northerner. GMD, STA Tech, northerner. Number 6, Ahmadu Tangum, GGM Shipping, downstream, northerner. Kalamu Abdullahi, GGM, renewable energy, northerner. Shaibu Musa Medical Services Limited, northerner. Ibrahim Brahima, Birma, GGM Finance, northerner. Are you following? Are you following? Number 10, Farouk Ahmed, MD, Product Marketing, northerner. Number 11, Petroleum Minister, who the later Muhammad Buhari, northerner. And then, of course, in the southwest, I people following. So we have 11 northerner appoint into the oil and gas industry in a very big positions. So when they say that not own the oil, that in actual sense, that not own the oil, and if anybody should run the oil, it should be run the oil. It is actually happening. Do you understand it now? And this is the, this is the divine about. Ben, thank you. Sorry, Ben, thank you for that super chat. Thank you for supporting the page. So, and I don't know whether all of you are following going on here. Let us go people that that are appointed into oil industry from Oduduwa land. Number one is Adewale Ladenagan, MD, Kaduna Refinery. Number one. Number two, Adeyemi Adetunji, MD, Retails. Number three, Bola Afolabi, GGM, Research, Development. The only three people that has been appointed into the oil and gas industry. Only three from Oduduwa land. Now let us go to the South, the one they call South. One, these are the people that the oil is in their land. South. One, Roland Ewubare, Group GM. Two, Diaprie Tarea, MD, IDSL. That is the only two people from the South. South have only two people have appointment from, and the oil is from there. Then go to Southeast. Southeast have zero. Are you following? There is no single person, not even half human being, that was appointed from the Southeast. And somebody say Northern and Fulani. Of course, yeah, that is Fulani. Fulani, everybody know when we talk about Northern, we're talking about Fulani. So now you can see what impunity that is going on here because of the diversity, the cultural differences, thinking differences, behavioral differences, character differences. Everything doesn't add up and it can never work. So in a country where you have a very dangerous diversity, very dangerous ethnic differences like you have now, like they have displayed now, how can you expect anything, to work out? And remember that this is not the first time this kind of is happening. When the governor comes to give a statement about when people come to give statement about agitation for Biafra, we know they don't mean it. We know that the governors are just a puppet. We know they don't mean what they are saying. Is it not the same? Where are the governors when they took loan and they sidelined the Southeast? That is diversity. And not that they are acting it, they are demonstrating it. Proper play, everybody is seeing it. So now this is not the end, though. This is not the end. Let me show you what diversity. And do you know what this is going to lead? Kind of appointment. And when you talk, they will tell you it is region. They tell you the appointment is regional. They tell you that they're appointed according to region. That is what they're going to tell you. But of course, we know it is a scam. Now, what again is going to shock you is this. Terrorism. When they get this, the people that are appointed into this MDs from the north, the Fulanis, they have ulterior motive. The ulterior motive is that part of the money will be looted and put aside to buy an ammunition to start killing and bringing all manner of terror to make them subjugate every other tribe and run over them. That's exactly what is going on. So if you begin to ask where is the money coming from, the video will break. Now, why would it not break? It will break because this is I'm going to make this broadcast again. I'm going to make the broadcast again sometime this week, so that when I will do it on time, when everybody will watch it, I'm going to explain and I will do the broadcast again. Chi Baby, thank you for that super chat. Thank you very much for that super chat, for supporting this page. So the point here is that we have not finished. So let us even read, till the end of this particular article. Now let us go. Oil wells or blocks. Oil wells or blocks. Nigeria in North, there is no. Now North don't have any oil, but look at them. 11 people are taking appointment. 11 people have been appointed into oil and gas industry in a very big position from the northern Nigeria. Fulanis. Now, when you go to how many oil blocks do not have zero. Completely, no, not even a single oil block. There are 77 oil wells in the country. There are 15 top managerial in NNPC. Akwa Ibom State has nothing to justify her enormous wealth, despite the fact that over 504,000 barrels of crude oil, amounting to $50.4 million, over 18 billion naira, is being extracted every single day. Do you understand? Every single day, over 18 worth of barrel worth of oil is being extracted from Akwa Ibom State alone. But none of their sons and daughters are in the position of this power, of this oil and gas. None of their sons and daughters are in the position to represent of their own land. And even if they appoint any son and daughter of Akwa Ibom State to represent the people, then it means Nigeria is not real. It means Nigeria is fake. It means the Nigeria is not working. You see, because the point here is that if it is about Nigeria, it is going to be something that will bring peace, unity, tranquility, unity and peace, the thing that will build peace among different ethnic groups. But that is not happening, and they don't care. They don't care. You see? So now, Akwa Ibom person, no son or daughter of Akwa Ibom is occupying any position, any big position in oil and gas industry. I've just showed it to you. And what I'm saying is that you can go and check it, and they don't care. That is what the diversity causes. That is the cultural differences. That is the differences that Onyema and this man called Lumumba and whatever, whoever they are preaching that you must continue like this. This is where somebody would be in the telling you, calculating the kilometer in the sea and the kilometer in the land, to tell you that when Lugard came to Nigeria to join the northern and southern processors together and form Nigeria, that time their land was not calculated from the according to the amount of or according to the number of kilometers in the sea, and cross the middle belt and enter Nigeria. So that time, I don't know how he want to calculate it that time. I don't know how you want to calculate that kind of so now when they join Nigeria, and then as time goes on, they now begin to calculate the kilometer in the sea and the kilometer in the land. And the president even come to say you are dot in the circle. So all these things, the what diversity, the danger in the Nigeria diversity, and which must be dissolved. And let me tell you also, the diversity, the danger of Nigeria is now breeding the terrorism you see today. That is what the diversity in Nigeria is doing. The terrorism, they are supporting terrorism because of the hate they have towards other ethnic groups in Nigeria. That is the diversity. So my brother, tell me, why would you be part of a country with dangerous diversity? Diversity is that you all have how the Fulani are killing people, massacring people, and you don't see any protest in the northern Nigeria. You don't see anybody organizing protest. You don't see anybody calling for the protest, for every northerner to rise up in solidarity to the people in the southern Nigeria. You do not see anybody calling. That's why I say all the activists from them, they are all fake people, because they are going to be very comfortable in an Islamic state of Nigeria than in this secular state of Nigeria, where you will challenge them. So nobody has staged a protest in solidarity with people of Benue State. Nobody has staged a protest in solidarity with the people of the southern Nigeria for the killing, the Fulani are butchering their women, killing them and raping them. Nobody have ever done that from the north. Do you know why? They are not going to do it, because the action of the terrorist Fulani herdsmen are in line. It is in line with their culture, is in line, and the culture is the conquest, and they want to continue the Usman Danfodio conquest. They want to kill everybody and take over the land. So it is in conformity with what they believe in, And that is the diversity, the dangerous diversity in Nigeria. The Nigeria diversity is very, very dangerous. So if you are supporting the diversity, you are supporting the terrorism, because that diversity have given birth to terrorism. Why do you have terrorism? You have terrorism because of the ethnic and national, the cultural differences, religious differences that are now clashing with the clashing of interest. The people of the North, they want to have Sunnah. They want to eradicate innovation and bring Sunnah. And the people of the South, a little bit civilized people, they don't want to adopt Sunnah. They want to adopt civilization, which is innovation. So you see the conflict of interest. That is the diversity there. When one group is telling you to get innovation, other group is telling you to embrace. So how are you going to progress? And the people that are going to release money to pump into innovation are the people who are now agitating for eradication of innovation and culture. Innovation. You from the South, you want to embrace innovation. And you see that when assembly to vote for anything that will be, to vote for any kind of budget for innovation in Nigeria, you don't have that kind of budget. I want you all to go and check and scrutinize all budget in Nigeria. You can never see any budget, even I want you to compare it to budget. If you see anything to be, for innovation center in Nigeria, and if there is anything like innovation center, let us go and see the kind of equipment, the kind of atmosphere you have in that kind of an innovative center. They don't have it. They tell you they have research center, because they don't want to call it innovation center. They say research center. Like when they demoted Major Adeni, General Adeni, they sent General Adeni, they demoted him. They sent a research center there in Abuja. I don't know where in Abuja, where else. They sent him to a research center where he was sitting down and only be collecting his salary. That was what they did to him after he suffered fighting to scam war, fraudulent war. So somebody is asking me to go Instagram. Well, it is not. Well, I will try to go live to Instagram, but you people can also. Instagram is owned by people. It's owned by people. We have a platform. If you can go on Instagram, try to start watching our own platform too, because the people that own Instagram are human beings. They have a head like us. So if we have our own channel, our own platform, is it not when we have our own we announce our own social media platform, you people will still be telling us to go to Instagram and start broadcasting live there. We have to be sharing it in Instagram to go, that we have our own platform. That's how it is done. We'll be going to Instagram. We'll be trying to broadcast from Instagram, but of course, the thing here is that if they kick us out from Instagram, where are you going to go? Are you going to tell us to continue to go to, switch to our form and all that? No, we don't continue like that. So as they kick out of Facebook now, they say I cannot go live. They allow me to post everything I'm posting. I cannot go live, and that's why whenever I want to go live, I will post it on Facebook for people to know that I'm going live. People that are watching and following me on Facebook will know that I'm going live, and they have just to click on the link that I post. And even if you don't register on Enter Biafra, you can watch from there, because if you need the registration, I don't think you need to watch on Enter Biafra. The only thing you need is that you either you can either register through your Facebook as well. You can register to Enter Biafra through your Facebook, and then you can be able to comment, on the video, like you're watching right now on enterbiafra.com. You can comment it using your Facebook account. So if you want to register, like registering, you can do that. But if it is difficult for you, you can sign into Enter Biafra with your Facebook account, and that's it. You can begin to communicate and all that. So we have to, no matter the population of people, number of people watching us, we have to continue, and people have to learn, because we cannot depend on all these parties that are, disturbing our agitation. So what do you do? After watching, you share it to the social. Watching from Enter Biafra, copy it, share it on your wall, or share it on pages for people. That's how people will know that we are going live on Enter Biafra and other platforms. We cannot rely on all this. When they pay them billions of money, millions of, they just press one button, bam, Simon Ekpa cannot go live again, and that's it. So others tell me, what have I done that Facebook will say I cannot go live? But they will allow me to, to post. Is down to teach and expose what is going on in Nigeria, what they don't want to see on Facebook again. Because after I explain the way I'm explaining it, there is no way you cannot understand what I'm explaining. There is no way you cannot understand what is going on, the impunity that is going on. So I will come, very down to everybody's level and explain it the way I explain it, with evidences, not just a story, with fact and figures. You are seeing it on your own. So the thing here is that let us read, that in Akwa Ibom State, Akwa Ibom produce the highest barrel per day, and Akwa Ibom is producing almost 8 billion naira every day. 8 billion, but there is nobody from Akwa Ibom State occupying the position I have just read out to you now. Are you not worried about that? That is exactly what they have. Now let us read till the end. And then when you look at this, you find out that, okay, when they say it's been extracted from the state every day, why we live in polluted environment and survive eating crumbs from. And Solomon wrote, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun as an error, the rich in low place, princess walking upon the earth. That is exactly what this our brother here said. Today, if you offer a young graduate of petroleum engineering employment of local government and chief, or in the National Museum at Oron, he will roll on. But there are Northerners in history working as manager in NNPC. Do you see the diversity? Do you see the diversity we are talking about? They say there are students from Akwa Ibom State. There are students from Akwa Ibom State that read engineering, chemical or engineering or whatever, and they will never employment into oil and gas. But Northerner that read history in school will be given a managerial position in NNP. That is the diversity. And do you know what that what that would bring to Nigeria? It will bring doom, because by the time the forget, it is because of diversity made somebody like to carry arms. It is because of diversity that made somebody like Asari Kubo to carry arms. Because if the country were working and functional, you don't see anybody agitating for resource control. You will not see anybody carrying arms. The pipeline, you will not see that. But because of the diversity, because of the people in the north have different way of thinking, because of the culture, because they don't care what you think, they have an agenda, which is to kill you and convert you and take over your land. That is the only agenda they have. There is no of how to make Nigeria a better country. Only you in the south are the ignorant one. Like you want to make Nigeria a better country, thinking like you want to move Nigeria forward, when the people who have the key to move Nigeria forward have inside the ocean and they want to kill you and take over your land. And you are busy trying to show civilization. You are busy trying to tell them how you go to school and study. You are busy showing them how you can give a. People are telling you in your face that now the oil in the Niger belongs to the northern people, and not only in practice they are doing it. in practice doing it. They are doing it in practice, and you are now seeing it. And I want everybody to go and research on what I have just done today. There is a serious attack. There is a serious attack on the program. There is a serious attack on the program, and I think it is a network issue. I think it is network issue. We will continue from where we stop tomorrow, and may God bless you. May God bless Biafra. May God bless Oduduwa. May God bless Middle Belt. May God bless Arewa. They're going to stand my prayer. May God bless ESN. May God bless Mazina Nikano. May God bless IPOB worldwide. May God bless Sonny Igbo.